Hello and welcome to Kedrick Farms. Today, I'm going to show you how to add Anhydrous to any Farming Simulator 2019 map. Since we will be editing the map directly, this tutorial is directed at PC players only. If you find today's video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for daily realistic North American style farm sim content. We also have a growing community on Discord focused on being a friendly and helpful place for all Farming Simulator players. So, if you need help or are just looking for some fellow Farm Sim players to hang out with, you can find a link to the Discord server in the description. Now let's jump into editing the map. In order to add Anhydrous to a map, the first thing we're going to need to do is find our map file in our mod folder and extract all of these files so that we can work on them. In my case, I've got some new mods that use Anhydrous that I'd like to use on my County of 40 Mile playthrough, and at present, this map doesn't support Anhydrous. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my map file in my mods directory. In this case, I've got my mods in a specific folder on a separate drive, and I've done a tutorial on this in the past, which I'll link at the end of this video. Most people will probably find their mods under Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator 2019 Mods. So the first step we need to take is to right-click on our map file here and select Extract All. This is going to come up with a window that allows you to say where you want to extract the files. We're going to just accept this default because we want all of our map files to go into a folder with the same name as the map so that we can start editing those files. Once you're done extracting those files, you'll have a folder named the same thing as the original map.zip file. In our case, we're going to go ahead and just delete this file, as leaving the zip file and the unzipped version of the map in the mod folder can cause some problems. Next, we're going to drill into our map here, and inside of the map folder, we're then going to drill into the maps directory. Inside of the maps directory, the first thing that we're going to do is look for a file called maps_spraytypes.xml. There's a very good chance that your particular map is not going to have this file. If this file doesn't exist, that's okay. We can create it by right-clicking, going to New, and selecting Text Document, and then simply typing in maps_spraytypes.xml, making sure to get rid of the .txt on the end. Once you have that file, we can go ahead and open it up in a text editor, and we need to make sure that we have a spray type set up for Anhydrous, like we see on this line here. If you had to create this file from scratch and it is currently empty, you'll want to add this entire section of XML that you see on the screen here. Or if there's already something in here, you simply need to make sure that you have a spray type for Anhydrous defined, which is line 4 here on the screen, which I've just highlighted. Once you've added the spray type, we can go ahead and close out of this file. And the next change that we need to make is to come into our map.us.xml file, or depending on your map, this could be a mapde.xml file. And we're going to open that file up, and we need to add a reference to the spraytypes.xml file. And so the first thing that you want to do is to search and see if this already exists in the file. And we can do that by opening up the Find dialog and typing spray types. In our case, I've already added the spray types definition here, and I'm going to point that back to the file that we just created, which if we look back here in our File Explorer window, we can find the maps_spraytypes.xml file exists in the maps folder of our particular map. And so that matches here, our maps folder and the maps_spraytypes.xml. The other thing that we need to do at this point is edit the Filltypes.xml file. So in our case, you can see here this Filltypes XML file is defined, but it's actually not using the maps_filltypes.xml that's in the maps folder. Normally, this is the file that you would need to edit in order to add your Anhydrous Filltypes, but in our case, our map actually has this file located somewhere else. And so it's always a good idea to check your mapus.xml, or if it's a mapde.xml file that you find in this location, to see where your fill types are defined. And so we're going to go back up a level here to the root of our mod, and we're going to go into this XML folder, and here we're going to find the filltypes.xml file and open that up in our Notepad++ editor. And in here, we need to make a couple of changes. The first is to add a fill type for Anhydrous, and you'll do that inside of this Filltypes section. You're going to add a new section called fill type and create the Anhydrous fill type. This is what actually defines the Anhydrous fill type in the game, and so we want to make sure that it has a name of Anhydrous, because this is what most modders are using to define Anhydrous as a fill type, and this is what will allow your equipment to work. There's a lot of variables in here that you can tweak. For example, the price per liter and the mass per liter. I recommend using these default values, as this is what I've seen commonly on other maps. We also have the images that we want to use for our Anhydrous fill type. And so in this case, I've copied this line from the Flint Hills map by JS Mapping, and I've also gone into the Flint Hills map and taken the two icons that that's referencing here and added them to a folder so that we can add them to this map. And so you can see here that we have the images defined as being in a HUDs folder. And so we've gone ahead and come out to the root of the mod, and we've added a HUDs folder here and dropped these two icons into that folder so that we can have a nice Anhydrous icon in both the store as well as on our equipment for the fill type icon. The next thing we need to do is add the Anhydrous fill type to the appropriate fill type categories. And so in this case, Anhydrous is going to work like a liquid fertilizer. And so we're going to add that to both the sprayer fill type category as well as the liquid fill type category. Lastly, we're going to add a fill type sound for Anhydrous. And in this case, I'm just going to use the default refuel sound. And so this is the sound that you currently hear in the base game when you're refilling a vehicle with fuel. With these three files edited, we've now added Anhydrous to our map. Let's jump into the game and check it out. So now we're in game, and I have an Anhydrous ammonia section in the store because I've downloaded a few different mod packs that have Anhydrous equipment in them. And you can find a lot of different packs with different Anhydrous equipment out on various mod sites. I know there's a pack on the mod network that has a lot of different equipment, including Anhydrous tanks and toolbars. Finding equipment for running Anhydrous is outside of the scope of today's tutorial. But if we click on one of these Anhydrous tanks, you can see here now we have both a liquid fertilizer as well as an Anhydrous symbol here, indicating that this is a piece of equipment that is now going to be able to hold both types of fertilizer. And so this is one of the easiest ways to see that you've actually successfully added the Anhydrous fill type to the game, is that you get the symbol here in the store. And then similarly, in addition to having Anhydrous ammonia equipment, you'll need to also download a placeable that lets you buy or refill Anhydrous ammonia. Again, there's a lot of great options for that out on various mod sites. I know for a fact that there are several placeables on mod network, so go ahead and check that out. And then lastly, if you'd like to play with precision farming and Anhydrous ammonia, JS Mapping has released an update to the precision farming DLC that supports Anhydrous ammonia. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to JS Mapping's itch.io page where you can download this update. JS Mapping has done a great job of keeping it current with the updates to precision farming. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe for more daily, realistic North American style farm sim content. That's all for today. Keterk